Hey guys, what's up? It's 8-Bit Eric, and so many hidden gems are coming out on the eShop. You know, in the past we've had great titles pop out of nowhere like Celeste, and now there is a brand new game that I just recently stumbled upon. It's called Daggerhood, and you can make many comparisons actually to this and Celeste, and that's actually why I felt the need to go ahead and make a video talking about Daggerhood. So today we're going to sink our teeth into this sweet game, and we're gonna see if I ain't wrong. And if the game is not bad, as Keeb the Joking Gamer would say, then I'll give you my recommendation whether you should buy this game or not. So go ahead, sit back, relax, grab yourself a little sody and a little snacky, and let's go ahead and talk about Daggerhood in today's video. So Daggerhood, yeah, I just recently checked this game out, and the thing that caught my eye was the actual solid gameplay mechanics. You know, just like other solid platformer games that have been coming up through the indie ranks on the Nintendo Switch, such as Celeste, Shovel Knight, Super Meat Boy, games of that nature. Daggerhood probably sits right up there in the upper echelon of Nintendo Switch indie games, and it's actually a good little hidden gem in my opinion. Now, are you going to click out of the video already because I called it good and stuff like that? Hopefully not. Hopefully you sit down and listen to me why I think this game actually is unique, even though it's in a genre of games on the eShop that has actually been pretty saturated. You know, you can find several of these retro-styled platforming games on the eShop, and it's pretty much flooded, and once in a while you come across a hidden gem, and Daggerhood actually is one of those games that I think should be talked about a lot more. Now in Daggerhood you play as a thief who basically was like the world's greatest thief. He was stealing and becoming rich like Robin Hood, and he got caught by the king and thrown into a bottomless pit, a dungeon of sorts. And his main mission now is to get his way out, steal the king's dagger, and, teach that son of a bitch a lesson. So in Daggerhood, you traverse across 5 worlds that have about 20 levels each, so that's 100 levels total. That alone is a huge chunk of content. Now, these levels range from quite simple, really easy to solve, to probably some of the most hardest platforming I've played in quite some time. And that's where this game kind of compares a lot in the way of Celeste. Now, if you haven't played Celeste, you're climbing up a mountain with a huge amount of levels as well, but there's instant deaths. There's spikes, there's obstacles, there's platforming challenges, and enemies to encounter. Well, in Daggerhood, it's pretty much the same thing. You're quickly making your way through levels, having to avoid spikes, enemies, and make your way through the stage. And scattered throughout the stage, there's incentive, I guess, collectibles. There's about 5 treasures in each level that if you're a completionist, you can grab those. There's also a fairy that is in the level for a limited time, so you kind of got to hurry to get to that fairy in order to complete that little checklist off. That you are given a star rating, 1 to 3 stars based on how quickly you complete the levels of this game. So there is enough incentive for speedrunners, people that like to speedrun through games to complete this. If you want to go back and try to earn 3-star ratings on each of the levels, you're more than welcome to, because that's one of the I guess the bucket list items for some of you speedrunners out here. Now, the main thing that I think establishes this game a little bit different than other ones is the fact that the dagger, the weapon that you actually throw, is not just used to destroy enemies, but it's also used as a means of transportation. You can teleport, actually. So you throw the dagger across the screen with the Y button, and if you hit Y again, your character teleports to where the location of the knife is. And that's actually heavily relied upon in this game to complete a lot of the obstacles, the challenges, the jumps even. You could double jump, throw the dagger, and make yourself way across a huge pit that you couldn't normally get across. There's also wall jumps and other power-ups. There's like upgraded weapons that can destroy certain blocks, but any power-up that you get in this game is limited. You only have it for a set amount of time. So let's say you get these special boots that allow you to jump. They're at one end of the level. You have to hurry back across to use it to get across the gap that you need the power up for. Or if you need the special weapon to break certain blocks up, you have to make your way across a level before the time runs out on that power up. So there's an element of hurry the hell up in Daggerhood, and it's actually a very solid game. Sure, the deaths are pretty cheap. You're going to die so many times in this type of game. You're going to get so frustrated. You're going to yell. You're going to scream. You're going to freaking throw your Joy-Cons and your Switch Pro Controller across the freaking room into your TV. But never at once do I feel that it is a bad game at all. I do honestly wish that maybe the game would have done a little bit more of a more solid core gameplay, as opposed to just being another one of those games where it's about dying and repeating over and over and over. But I don't think it hinders it. It's my personal preference is I think that there's already enough of these games, not just on the eShop, but also on Steam and Xbox Live and PSN. Enough of these games are being made by indie developers, but I do feel that Daggerhood should be talked about in a very flooded Switch eShop. You know, I can't recall too many other people talking about it. I don't even think there's a review of this on Nintendo Life as of this recording. So I do feel that this game has flown just a teeny tiny bit under the radar. Not because it's bad, not because it's unknown, but just because there's so many Switch games out there already. So let's go ahead. I'm going to check out a couple of levels, and then we'll come back with my closing thoughts. Alright guys, so we are going to play a few levels so I can just show you guys so you can get a better understanding of how exactly the game works. So let's start from square one, just so you can see the basic mechanics, because I do know you might be a little confused exactly how they work, and it's better just to cover all the bases. So again, as I mentioned, basic platforming with the jump. Your character could jump, and it plays a lot like Celeste. It even looks a little bit like Celeste. You know, you could wall jump, but the main thing is the dagger. You throw the dagger, goes across screen. If you push the same button again, you teleport to where your dagger's at. So that's the one thing that comes in handy, and then there's fairies in the stage you can grab. So that's the main thing of the gameplay mechanics for this game, is the dagger teleportation. And it helps you clear gaps, obstacles, things of that nature. And you'll see as the stages get harder, boom, see, right across like that. There's items to gather, there's gems, there's treasures, and there's fairies in each stage. The fairies disappear after a few seconds, but the idea is to complete the level as much as you can to get that 3-star rating right there. I got all 5 treasures, but I didn't get the fairy. So if you're a completionist, if you want to get all of the items and stuff, because that's just how your gamer OCD is, it's not a bad little hidden gem to do so. See, I got that stage. Let's see what I got as far as the 3-star ranking goes. Perfect. So I did that show completely perfect. Or that stage, not show. So here we go. Oh, see, I missed my timing on that. I'm probably not going to get the fairy anyway, but here we go. Boom. Missed my timing on the teleport. And now this game is divided into 5 worlds with 20 levels each. At the end of the world, there are boss fights, but they're not exactly like traditional boss fights. They're more like action stages that have you kind of avoiding the boss and stuff. And you'll you know, if you sink your teeth into this game, there's a fair amount of content that you'll see. Again, it's similar to games like Celeste, but it has its own little quirkiness that I wish they did build up upon a tad bit. I feel that they might have, at its core, played it a little safe, but the idea and the concept is there. Of course, you know, the level design is fucking phenomenal for Daggerhood. You know, the plot, pretty simple, but that's all you really need in these platforming games, and they're almost like a puzzle as well, because you have to figure out the best way to beat the stage. And what's unique about this game is everybody's going to play the game different, you know? There's not a wrong way or a right way to complete the levels in this game. It's all about using your resources and your power-ups and things of that nature to figure out... Oh, see, I landed on top of the enemy. To figure out how to complete the level within the time limit. I'm not even going to go after that stuff anymore. And yeah, you can only shoot one dagger out at a time, because if you shoot too many, it thinks you want to teleport. See? If you try to push a button, and that actually has caused a lot of deaths for me. So I have definitely pulled my hair out quite a bit playing this game. Let's do one more level. This one looks like a good... So yeah. And I know a lot of people... Oh, the fairy disappeared before I can get to it. A lot of people like games like this, and, you know, I could see why. So, this was Daggerhood. So final thoughts on Daggerhood. Again, if I was to rank this on the 8BE game grading scale, the 8BE GGS, I would probably give Daggerhood a good solid 7.5 as far as gameplay mechanics go. The graphics are wonderful. The game has a good tongue-in-cheek humor. It's very entertaining to play. It will keep you occupied for hours. There's a fair amount of content, so you could take this on the go, portable mode on the Switch, and kill some time at the doctor's office. Or if you just want to sit back, relax on your couch, and scream at your deaths, and you like this sort of stuff, then it's definitely a recommendation on my hit list of video games on the Switch eShop. So definitely check out Daggerhood. And guys, that's it. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and throw a subscription. It is completely free, or else I'm going to throw a dagger and teleport to your house and ask you if you're good, bro. And go ahead and hit that like, dislike, all that good jazz. Enable notifications. I know we got to give this little rap, you know, that little, yo, subscribe, like, hit the bell. Yo, subscribe, hit, like the bell. Yeah, it's a, you know, it's that e-begging stuff that all of us YouTubers got to do if you want to grow and all that. I know it's so cringy to hear people say it, and I cringe every time inside, you know, my arm hairs, my Ewok arm hairs stand up. But guys, thanks a lot for watching, and yeah, I will see you on the next one. Have a great day. Peace out.